Representative democracy. Representative democracy is when the people vote for politicians who then vote for laws on their behalf in a legislature. The pros are that all citizens can't be experts in every topic, and therefore outsource their opinions to representatives who share their values. Republic. A republic is a democracy where people vote for their representative and the executive separately. The executive is usually called a president. Some modern-day republics include the United States and France. Parliamentary democracy. A parliamentary democracy exists when people vote for representatives who together elect the executive, who usually is one of the representatives. The executive is usually called a prime minister. Some modern-day parliamentary democracies include Italy and Canada. Direct democracy. A direct democracy is when people vote on each law individually, and politicians don't have any real power. The most famous example is ancient Athens, and now it usually only occurs during referendums. Demarchy. A demarchy is when political leaders are selected by random lottery from a group of qualified citizens. This is similar to the system currently used to select juries. Absolute monarchy. An absolute monarchy is a form of government where a single individual, called the monarch, holds absolute and unrestricted power. The ruler's authority is not limited or subject to approval from a legislative body. The monarch often inherits the position. Examples of absolute monarchies include Imperial Russia under the rule of the Tsars. Constitutional monarchy. A constitutional monarchy, as the name suggests, is a form of government where the monarch's power is limited by a constitution and legislature. The monarch still inherits the position, and his power depends on the specific country. Examples of constitutional monarchies include the United Kingdom and Japan. Elected monarchy. An elected monarchy is a system where people, usually from the aristocracy, elect a monarch to rule for his whole life. Current examples of elected monarchies include Vatican City. Dictatorship. A dictatorship is a form of government where power is concentrated in the hands of a single leader, known as the dictator. In a dictatorship, the ruler typically seizes power through force, and their authority is maintained through oppressive measures and limited political freedoms. Examples of dictatorships include the Soviet Union. Oligarchy. Oligarchy is a form of government where power is concentrated in the hands of a small, privileged, and influential group of individuals or families. This term often implies that this select few uses their wealth, social status, or other factors to maintain and perpetuate their control. Aristocracy. Aristocracy is a form of oligarchy where political power is vested in a hereditary ruling class of nobles. In an aristocratic system, individuals gain their authority and influence based on family lineage. The Greek philosopher Aristotle supported aristocracy because he believed that individuals with superior virtue and wisdom, often found in a hereditary ruling class, would be best suited to govern and lead society. Plutocracy. Plutocracy is a form of oligarchy where the wealthy class holds significant influence and power. In a plutocratic system, the decisions and policies of the government are heavily influenced by the interests and preferences of the wealthy elite. Theocracy. Theocracy is a form of government where religious leaders or institutions hold political power, and the state is governed according to religious laws or principles. Some argue that a theocracy provides moral guidance and greater unity. However, critics express concern about the potential for religious discrimination and the suppression of individual freedoms. Military junta. A military junta is a form of government where the military, typically high-ranking officers, assumes control of the state and exercises political power. In a military junta, the armed forces govern the country, often following an overthrow of the existing government. Military juntas are characterized by authoritarian rule, strict discipline, and a focus on maintaining order. Critics highlight the lack of civilian representation and the potential for human rights abuses under such regimes. Anarchy. Anarchy is a political system without government and the establishment of a society based on voluntary cooperation among individuals. In an anarchist system, the emphasis is on decentralized decision-making and the absence of authority structures. Anarchists argue that a society without a centralized government can promote individual freedoms, but critics raise concerns about the potential for chaos and a lack of social order. I'll be making more such videos. Subscribe to see them.